NXT TakeOver 31 just went off the air, and you had the show start off with a video package about Capital Wrestling Center. And they have the Performance Center is newly remodeled. It's basically a remodeled television set. And this is NXT TakeOver 31. And I think they're done in the Thunderdome. Pretty sure. It looks like they're going to be done in the Thunderdome. I kind of hope they are. But you have the Performance Center as this new Capital Wrestling Center is what they're going to call it. You had a pretty good video package to start. And you started off with the NXT North American title. Johnny Gargano challenged the North American champion Damien Priest. I thought this wasn't the best match to start the show because I felt like when you have a match opener, you kind of need a match that's not as significant. I kind of thought this could have been better as a third match, but then when you look back at the show, yeah, you had to be the first match because of what would happen later with the women's match, of course, with Johnny Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae, with her match with Shirai. So it did make sense to start this off. Damien Priest, I don't know if I see the guy as a star. I just don't. I feel like if he gets the main roster, they won't use him right. I don't know. I just don't see a star. I'm sorry. I'm not a huge fan of Damien Priest. I don't like his gimmick. I'm just not high on the guy. He's a good wrestler, but to me, just his look is so generic. It's just kind of like a Baron Corbin look to me when he was in NXT. I'm sorry. He's a million times better than him as a wrestler. I'm not into this guy as a gimmick. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's actually maybe an Aleister Black. That's a better, maybe that's a better comparison. We know what they're doing with him on the main roster. But the match itself was very good. It was a very good opener. You had a good back and forth here. There's moments real quick. We're going to go at Johnny Gargano, and it was a similar situation you saw there in the women's match where they have the referee get taken out and win. Once they have the ref taken out, it makes you think, okay, for sure the heel's going to win. But there's a lot of false finishes that way. It gets my impression that Triple H and Shawn Michaels love to work the fans because they want to overthink the fans. That's how I get the impression. That's how they probably think. But you had the match. You had steel steps up on the outside, and you had a situation where Johnny's trying to knock Priest onto the steps, but Priest he reverses it. He kicks the ground on the face, and then he hits him with the Reckoning. He spikes him, and he gets the win. There's no step bump, but Damien Priest gets the win, and I thought this was a very good opener. Next, he wants to push Velveteen Dream and Kushida. They're going to push Kushida. Velveteen Dream, I feel like, is almost on his way out. I don't know. They even had Triple H do an interview about this guy. I don't think the direction is pointing north for the Velveteen Dream, if you know what I mean. I don't know. This was okay. This is an okay matchup. This was more of a showcase for Kushida. Velveteen Dream, someone, we know his issues. There's people who want this guy gone. I'm not a huge fan of the guy anymore. I've soured on him. I thought this guy was going to be a superstar like a year and a half ago. Now it's like, I don't know. So you had the ending happen where Kushida is able to hit an avalanche hoverboard lock, but he couldn't get him to tap. Velveteen Dream goes for under Dream Valley Driver and landed it. This time Kushida got the hoverboard lock and Kimura. He tapped him, and Velveteen Dream tapped out quickly. Kushida wins. After the match, he went after the Velveteen Dream. He kept striking him. He laid in hard pain strikes and elbows, and he kept locking in arm submissions, and he wouldn't let go. He is just furious. He hates the Velveteen Dream. He won't let go, and you can just hear Velveteen Dream screaming. He just beats the fuck. He tortures the Velveteen Dream here. And this was much more the Kushida we saw in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I thought this was a really good showcase for Kushida and makes him as a badass heel. So I thought this worked really well. They have a commercial for Halloween Havoc, which will air for the first time under the NXT banner on October 28th. Oh, why can't WWE do Halloween Havoc? I love Halloween Havoc. They do every WCW show. They've done Starrcade, which they fucking took the biggest WCW show and make it a house show. That's bullshit. Whatever. They did used to have the Great American Bash, and then their third biggest one was, not their third biggest, but those were like the three shows I would always like with WCW. The Bash, Starrcade, and Halloween Havoc. Because I love Halloween. I love the Halloween spirit. The fact that WWE can't do this, they have the name right, the copyright, but they won't do it, I kind of wish they would. But hey, you get an NXT. It's on October 28th. And this is not a takeover show. It's not even a special show. I think the 28th. So today is the 4th, so I think that would be a Thursday, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think the 28th would be Thursday. I'm pretty sure. I'm getting things messed up. Oh no, I made a mistake. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's actually it should be a Wednesday, so it'll be on the regular Wednesday show. Made a mistake. Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. I think Raw and SmackDown should do it too, but whatever. You had Cruiserweight title match. I didn't care. I don't care about the Cruiserweight title. They still left a bad taste in my mouth with 205 Live. I don't care. It's NXT. You had Santos, Escobar, and Escobar again. You had interference here. You had a lot of interference in this whole show. Like 3 title matches had interference. I'm sorry, I don't care. Santos, Escobar gets the win. I'm going to move on from there. Next, we went to the match I was looking forward to watching the most. It didn't disappoint. The NXT Women's Championship. Candice LeRae challenged the champion Io Shirai in a damn good match. I'm not sure if this is better than the TakeOver match from, I think, what would it be? I think last year. I think it was during SummerSlam last year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think this was as good as that, I'm going to be honest. But I haven't watched it before in a while, so maybe I would have to watch them both. But maybe this was better. This was a great match. I really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of both of them. I like Candice LeRae a lot, and I love Io Shirai. So going into this match, these are 2 of my favorite women to watch, and I was really looking forward to it. I enjoyed every minute of it. I thought this was awesome. I really liked it. Candice gets the advantage first. She goes after Io. She takes it to her, so the heel gets the advantage for a while. But then Io makes a good comeback. Io goes after her. They had some good back and forth. There was a cool spot earlier in the match where Io was going to powerbomb Candice. She had her up, and Candice gets out of it. Candice is she's able to get some reverses. She even uses the Gargano escape until Io Shirai breaks the hold. And then that's where the referee gets taken out. Well, the referee gets taken out. Io Shirai lands an air raid crash. She goes for a moonsault, but Candice basically blocks it with her knees. And then what happens is Io, she gets hit in the knee. She basically rolls over, and then she accidentally runs over a ref and takes out the ref. And the ref is done. So the ref gets taken on. So, okay, we know Johnny's coming out. Here comes Johnny Gargano. LeRae uses a curb stomp, prints Io Shirai next. The referee's on the floor. Johnny Gargano comes out. He runs into the ring with the ref shirt. 1, 2, Io kicks out right away. Johnny rushes to the floor. He grabs the title bar. He says it's hers. He's pointing at his wife, Candice, while he argued with the ref inside the ring. The ref had been receiving... he basically doesn't know what's going on because Johnny had slipped the championship belt to Candice, who then she hits Io in the face, and it's like, oh shit, it's over. Candice is gonna win. Johnny gets out of the ring. 1, 2, Io Shirai kicks. So after, okay, for sure, Io's winning. Io takes it to Candice. She wakes up. She makes a great babyface comebacks. Beats down Candice right. She hits her moonsault for the win, the best moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3. Io Shirai defeats Candice Ray. Match of the night at the time. I liked it better than the main event, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I like both of them. I'm a big fan of both. Io Shirai gets the win. She defeats Candice LeRae. She defeats her rival. Candice looks like her and Johnny. We don't know what's going to be next for them. Maybe she goes to the main roster together. I wouldn't mind it, but Candice LeRae loses. Io Shirai celebrates. It's all well and good. Then you had a couple of surprises. First, we see Toni Storm. It's like, oh, sweet, Toni. We haven't seen her so long. She appears on the monitor, and she's back. She says, it will always be Toni time, and basically calls Io Shirai out. I can't wait for that match. They had a good match on Evolution a couple years ago, so that'd be a good next feud for Io Shirai. I love Toni Storm, but I can't not watch NXT. If you're going to have Toni Storm, how could you not watch NXT? But cool to see Toni Storm there. So, basically calls her out. They can set it up. While Io Shirai's still in the ring, we see another vignette on the screen. Someone's driving into the Capitol Wrestling Center on a motorcycle. I was right. Oh, shit. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, it's Retribution. It's not. It's a surprise. It's the big 10-4-20 surprise. It's basically a Mad Max Fury Road gimmick for Ember Moon, who's returned to NXT. How I feel about that is, she didn't work out on the main roster, so I don't mind her going to NXT. She had a big injury, so they were just going to bury her on the main roster. They didn't have much plans for her. I don't think they saw much in Ember Moon, so might as well keep her on NXT. It was cool to see her there. And she is in there. She's in NXT now. She's back. And I guess that's 2 new challengers. I don't know what's going to happen with Io and Ember and Toni Storm. But, hey, this was pretty cool. Main event. Finn Balor defends his NXT Championship against Kyle O'Reilly. So you have Kyle come out with the Undisputed Era. Behind, next to him was Roderick Strong. Behind him was Bobby Fish, and at the back was Adam Cole, which I noticed was interesting to how things would turn out later. He basically hugs the Undisputed Era. They all wish him luck. He goes to his match, and he's out first. Finn Balor comes out, and man, this was a hell of a match. Damn, what a match this was. Wow. This was very, 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 very long. This was a long-ass match. This was one of the longest matches I've seen in NXT history. I know that the Cole Gargano match from last year was very long. I'm looking at it right now. I have the length of the match right here in front of me. I think it was 28 minutes. It felt longer. It felt like an hour. It started off really slow. That was the problem. So really, really slow. Balor's punishing O'Reilly for like 90% of the match. It felt like, Balor I thought was the face and O'Reilly's the heel, because Undisputed Era is still technically heels if I'm not mistaken. But it certainly felt like Balor's the face and O'Reilly's the heel. But in the match, Balor felt like the heel and O'Reilly was the face. They basically told Kyle O'Reilly's story, and they basically made you want to root for him. We've seen Finn Balor get a lot of glory. I'd like to see something for Kyle O'Reilly. It wasn't like that. The build-up wasn't like that. It was a match where they went with O'Reilly here, and he was a babyface in this match. This was a hell of a fucking matchup. It was bloody. Finn Balor bled a lot from his mouth. It was a tough match. There was a lot of MMA stuff that you should get with Kyle O'Reilly matches. He uses a lot of transitions. One of my favorite things is when he pins someone. Let's say he's pinning Finn Balor. You kick out at two. He'll immediately, when you raise your arm, he'll immediately transition to an armbar. I think that's one of the coolest things. But I did feel like the match was a bit too long. He could have cut off about 8 minutes. Could have been 20 instead of 28. I thought it was really small parts. But it got really good at the end. It got really, really, really great at the end, actually. Things got really exciting. You had back and forth. There was some really good tension, really good counters with submission holds. It looked like there was parts where they were going to go with Kyle O'Reilly. I'll be honest, I wanted Kyle O'Reilly to win. I maybe want to root for him. You had him locked from Balor in a brutal knee bar or something, and it looked painful. So Balor's knees messed up the whole match. And then he's still able to do stomps, but it kills his knee each time. He gets him in some stomps after it, but not the coup de grace. He hits a couple of stomps, but it messes up with his knee. O'Reilly's able to fight back. There was cool parts where he'd land a move, and then Balor would basically jump up and hit a stomp, and his ACL. He's basically selling it like his ACL's messed up. He's acting like he couldn't stand, but he's faking. He's able to trick O'Reilly into one spot. O'Reilly hits a brutal flying knee drop. Eventually, Balor's able to get another one. Another big stomp, and this time he gets on the top rope. That's where he hits a coup de grace from the turnbuckle. He gets the win. He doesn't win it to 16-19, but it made sense because he's not going to be able to get O'Reilly up. But Finn wins. He retains the title. Great shot, just showing his mouth like a bloody mess. Hell of a main event. An awesome, hard-hitting, pro wrestling, tough main event that they beat each other up. After the match, Finn wins. He's still a babyface because he celebrates with Kyle O'Reilly. He gets him up. They shake hands. However, Rich Holland appears in the crowd. He has Adam Cole draped over his shoulder. He stares at O'Reilly and the rest of the Undisputed Era, who are ringside now. He tosses him over the barrier. And you basically had Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish run out. Kyle O'Reilly goes to check on his falling partner. They're all shocked seeing what happened to Adam Cole. They're building up Rich Holland. Balor looks in the ring. He looks completely surprised. They accuse him. I think it was O'Reilly or Strong. One of them accuses him of it, and it's basically Balor looking shocked, Dan Sierra looking surprised, and that's how the show ends. I didn't think they needed to do that. I think it could have just ended better with Balor and O'Reilly. But I thought the show was very good. One of the best shows of the takeovers. Not a real takeover show in terms of you need a crowd, but in terms of the shows that they've been locked down for, basically, I thought this was better than 30. I thought this was a much better show than 30, and one of the better takeovers I've seen in a while. I thought the show was great. And as usual, it's NXT, so of course it's going to be great.